creative decisions. Why is this my third mantra? I feel decisions are something that each one has to make at every stage. Especially nowadays in our day-to-day life, just go to a coffee shop. Look at the amount of choices that we have. Cappuccino, frappuccino, cafe mocha. It's not simple. You just, even if you want a simple coffee, a filter coffee, you don't get it anymore. So now take our professional life. Most of us work with distributed teams, different time zones, different cultures, and decisions have to be made sometimes with not enough data. It's the truth. We usually don't have enough data, and if we are trying to get all the data, the cows will come home. So slow decision making can be a huge disadvantage, and if you are an indecisive leader, it is worse. In my experience, I used to work with one such leader. He had worked in the company for some 20 odd years, I think, very highly respected, well-read, a good person, but totally indecisive. Even basic requests would lead to meetings. He always wanted a consensus agreement. He was risk averse. And if we reached a deadlock, then we were in real trouble because no decision would happen. And this, in turn, would lead to more delays, more frustrations among people, and more unhappy people. Have you guys been in that position? I hope you're not. But in my experience, I've been through this situation more times than I would want to be. And that's a good learning experience too. When you have such leaders, you know what are some things that you don't want to do. Is you don't want to be indecisive and you want to be. So it is key for a leader to be great at being brave enough to rise above the populace and do the right thing. And most of the times in organization, a speedy decision is valued over a correct decision. There is a philosophy of correcting things as they move forward, especially nowadays. Speedy and creative decisions drives the changes needed in the organization to stay ahead of the market. It is a must. So, are you indecisive? As you guys ponder, let me answer a few questions. So Girish asks this question. Let me just try to understand your question, Girish. What you're saying is, in the industry, we used to follow the project management role in the companies. Now, I think it will change to technical project manager and administrative project manager. What do you think? Why do you say that? Why do you, are you saying that a typical project management role will not exist in companies anymore because we are moving from waterfall to agile? I don't really believe. The reason is some of the services companies, or most of them, if you look at their delivery teams, they are huge. So they do need managers who have to motivate, who have to take care of other people management things, planning, people management, resource management, etc. So I believe that we will still have project management roles. I hope I understood your question correctly, Girish. So Prasad asks a very good question. What are the ways to tackle or work with a bad leader or a leader who is not organized, who does not have a systematic approach, and who does not have an idea of strategic goals? Prasad, what do I see? I really feel bad for you. Just joking. I've had such leaders. You should look at it as a good learning experience. When you're going through this phase, you feel terrible, you feel frustrated, especially if this leader is a bad listener when you give them feedback and you try to help them see your point of view. They're not able to read your point of view. First of all, they're not leaders if they're not able to understand and take feedback from you guys, I feel the best way to do is lead by example. So you will have to take up the action and maybe try to organize and support the leader and hope that he or she gets the point and sees where you're coming from, how important it is, and talk about the benefits of doing it and show the results. Results usually speaks 1,000 words. Like, so if they are able to see that that the results by going your way, that is, you have a strategic goal and then you break it down and then you start doing it, working it, breaking it down into smaller pieces and working on it and see the results will be much higher. Hopefully, this leader will learn from you and you can be a good leader. So Euro is asking a question. If a person needs to perform as both leader and manager, does he really need to put a boundary somewhere in his work? Not really. I think a leader is somebody who dons many roles. As I told you, a manager is just managing things, but a leader has to take the initiatives. The leader does all the actions, has to work on it. I don't think there's any such thing as a boundary. These are roles and responsibilities that you have to perform, and once you know what are the roles and responsibilities, I don't think you have to put it in any bucket that this belongs to a leader or this belongs to a manager. You're taking an initiative, you have to work on it, you need to get it done, and you need a team of people to work on this, and you want to do it in a collaborative way. I think all this is a mark of a leader, and you don't have to play. There's no such boundary as a leader or manager. I don't believe so. Yeah, Vikas Kumar is asking a question. How can you show leadership skills if you don't have authority? Again, as I mentioned, authority is just this is something which I keep getting questioned. When I talk to some of the newer members within the team, they keep saying that, oh, we are new in the company and we don't have the authority, so we will not be able to execute it as well as somebody who's been in the company for a longer period of time or who has a title. So basically, authority, I would say, is you're relating the cast to title. Actually, it means nothing. So from a very young age, I remember I've always seen people who, if they believe in something, if you truly believe, and you don't need any authority to do anything. Look at Anna Hazare. He didn't need any authority as such. He believed in something, he took the leadership, and he worked on it. So that's, if you have, people can see it. Even in your role and responsibilities, maybe you don't have to, you're not a manager, you're not leading a team, but still it will stand out. As a leader, you will be taking initiatives, and it doesn't matter which position you're in, whether you're fresh out of school or you've been in the system for too long. The skills you can exhibit, and you should. So Dinesh Pandey, he says, hi Vidya, I really don't agree with your definition of explanation between leader and manager, because being a project manager, I have the whole sole responsibility of making decisions about all the risks, technology to be used, resolving any technical or logical hurdles, and resolving all business and non-business queries. So Dinesh, that's fantastic. I think you're a leader. It's good. Maybe you just have a title as a project manager, but you're doing much more, and it's really nice. I do agree with you. In many projects, I was just trying to reflect back. In some of the projects, it's not as simple as the project managers are just, they don't have the authority, or they're just trying to manage things. That's also not true. I do agree with you, Dinesh. There's some cases where you are given autonomous power and then you act like one, and it clearly shows that Dinesh, you're one of those people who takes up ownership and responsibility and is accountable. So, fair enough. Okay, let us go to the next mantra, and then I'll answer some more questions. Show your feelings. I think this is very, very